Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Grianaig Creations podcast. This is just another kind of mini episode, and this one is kind of like aimed at Tour De Fleece because Tour De Fleece starts today. Today is the 26th of June, and I was gonna wind off some fibre and put it on my niddy noddy, and then I hunted high and low for my niddy noddy, and it turns out I never brought it to the new flat. So I'm either gonna nip down to my parents tomorrow at some point, or maybe wait till next weekend and see if I can go down next weekend. But I think Scott and I want to have kind of a lazy weekend next weekend. So I have this gorgeous fibre, well, this gorgeous yarn, because it is now completely finished. It is plied. I have chain plied it. I have an incredibly itchy eye right now. I sat and chain plied it last night. This is fibre that my friend Rosie dyed. I brought my lazy kit up. I was all ready to get this wound off and onto the niddy noddy. And like I say, I just can't find it, so it means it's not here, and that makes sense because I still have quite a lot of stuff at my parents' house. So like I say, I'm either going to go down tomorrow or I will figure it out as I go along. So I thought instead of winding this off and having that as part of the footage, I was going to start prepping some of my fibre. So I'm just gonna, the room's a bit messy at the moment, so just a kind of refresher of what I have. I've picked out quite a few things, probably far too much, like probably stuff I'm not even going to use, but I would rather have too much than not enough. I have a whole bump of fibre that's just up on my unit. I don't even think you can see it. No, you can't see it on camera. I'm just going to leave that because technically it's already processed in the sense of like, it's very thin roving, so I'll probably just work from that. But I want to prep some of the braids I have and half some of the bats that I've got as well. And yeah, I just thought I'd kind of get some of that on camera. I don't plan on doing a combination spin right now. I do have a combination spin on my electric wheel. It's the Ashford e-spinner, the original e-spinner, because I just brought out an e-spinner 2 that's a wee bit thinner, and the bobbins are slightly bigger. So I do have a combination spin on my e-spinner at the moment that I could probably work on for Tour De Fleece, but I wanted a new project, so oh well. Right, what am I going to put first? I don't know how to pick. If I had a coin, I would just toss a coin, but I don't have a coin. Okay, so we're going to go with Elphaba, which is Bits and Hobs, and I am literally just going to try and keep everything together. I've got a box downstairs I keep my stuff in for when I'm spinning. So I've just taken the sleeve off and I'm unraveling it and undo it some more. I'm going to end up with so much Angelina on me, it's unbelievable. Yeah, it's definitely Angelina. Alright, I'm gonna move stuff. I'm so not prepared. Okay, so let's see if I can open this out and then show you what the bat looks like unfolded. So normally when you get a bat, a fibre bat, it's layer upon layer upon layer, and it's blended to an extent, but I'm going to show you this bat and how it looks. So I'll just hold it up so that I don't have to keep moving the camera and stopping and starting it. So this is what the top of the bat looked like. And then this is the underneath of the bat, where it looks a lot darker and like it doesn't look as maybe appealing. But that's basically just because they've done layer upon layer upon layer. So if you look at it, the person started with a layer of black and then a layer of kind of like a lime green, and then they seem to have done that the whole way through. So black, lime green, and then on the top that seems to be where they've introduced the, I think it was the Angora? Nope, sorry, faux cashmere. So this is made up of Blueface Leicester, Merino, faux cashmere and Angelina. So the white is the faux cashmere, and then the sparkle, that's the Angelina. And I'm not sure if the black is Blueface Leicester or the green's Merino. I'm not sure which way around it is, but the white is definitely the faux cashmere, and it's just layer upon layer. So for me, when I'm working with a bat, depending on what I want from it, if I'm going to apply it or not, I normally just start with halving it down the middle. Simple as that. If you don't like the sight of bingo wings, I'm not the podcaster for you, because I have rather curvy arms. And then I'm just gonna half my half. I'm not gonna try and make it perfect. I don't think that there's really a way to make it perfect unless you're gonna get your scales out, and I can't be bothered with that. And then I'm gonna half my other half. So now I have 4 bits of fibre. And from there I could narrow it down some more, but it gets a wee bit more interesting when you try and do it, because some of if the fibre that's used on that particular layer hasn't really been evened out very well, it wants to clump together, and then you're just going to get like a big bit of black or a big chunk of white in this instance. So I can try to get as much of all my layers as possible by just keeping my hands closer together as I'm splitting my fibre, but sometimes like I can feel where some of the chunks want to try and keep together. So that's that one halved again. Let's do this one. So this one on the back, I'm seeing that a lot of the black wants to go to my left hand, and the right hand doesn't seem to have as much black. With my fibre bats, I'm not as particular, because especially for these ones I'm probably going to do like a bit of a thick and thin, more of like an art yarn, so I have no particular preference to how this comes out, but I just like making my strips of fibre a wee bit more manageable. I know other people prep their bats completely different, and that is personal preference. That's all it's down to. And from here, like, you could try and thin it out a wee bit more. Like, this is drafting the fibre, and this means that it's going to get thinner. It could be easier to work with, but because I want to do thick and thin, I'm not going to draft too much of it. All I'm going to do is take my engagement ring off because the fibre is getting caught. All I'm going to do is roll it into a little bundle, and then I will get that stored in my box ready for spinning. There we go. So I've got 8 little bumps of fibre from that bat, and just kind of rolling them up there I could feel it somewhere a bit chunkier. Again, I'm not particularly bothered. What I could do is if I wanted to do a 2-ply is I could attempt to weigh the fabric, and I could always take more from one little bump and put it into another one and see if I can get 50 grams across like 2 bundles, so that there's 4 bumps there, so that would be 1 bundle and then another 4 in another bundle, and I could try and get 50 grams in each bundle. But I don't know, I might keep it as a single. I might just do like a slightly thicker spin, like more of a DK weight, and then I could do a really fun hat for Christmas or Halloween. Colorway does make me think of Halloween. Okay, so that's how I process my bats when I want to do a bit of an art yarn spin. I am covered in green Angelina right now. This is going to be fun later on. I don't want to get all this green in one of my other spins. Thankfully there's a bin right beside me, so... Right, let's put that in the bag, because that is now ready to go. And then I think I will process the other bits and hobs back whilst I'm here. And I'll probably speed that up so you guys don't have to watch too much of that. And then I'll move on to one of my braids where I'm going to pay a wee bit more attention and I'm going to be a wee bit more particular. Show you this one. This one is the Eddie's mix, which is Blue Face Leicester, Mulberry Silk, Yak and Angelina. So, let's get started. Okay, so for this bat I have split it down a wee bit more, just into slightly thinner sections, so I actually have 16 of these little bumps, so that might give me a slightly, I'm probably going to go for a slightly thinner spin on this one, for no particular reason, just wanted to keep things a wee bit different. Again, just gonna clean off some of this Angelina before I move on. Okay, so I'm gonna prep the Undercover Otter fibre now, and I'm not really sure how I'm gonna spin this one. I've been trying to give it a wee bit of thought, but I think because it's quite a variegated... Let's see, did I pull it? I didn't pull it out from the right end. People, if you're going to be dyeing fibre, don't just do like a fake chain when you try and braid this up. Like, stop doing a proper braid. Do a crochet chain, because that way we can unravel it easily None of this having to sit down and think about how the bloody hell you guys have put it together. I mean, Christ. There we go. Okay, so I could do this several ways. I could try and half the entire length of this, or I could half it another way. Ta-da! Find the halfway point, pull it. And I've got 2 bits of braid, and then you could find the halfway point between these 2, and that's a lot harder than I thought. Oh, look how fluffy it is. This would be really cool hair. So, I'm going to find the halfway points of these. Okay, so I now have 2 piles of 4, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep them in 2 piles. I'm going to process 1 first. So when you get your fibre, you can actually smooth it out because it's actually kind of curled up on itself. You can smooth it out and you can see that it already kind of wants to break away. Like, I've barely touched that and it's split into 2. And then from there you can split it down again and again and again and again and again, into however many times you want to do it. So I've split it in half. I split my half in half. And I could split these down again and it would get me an even thinner piece. And then I split this one. I can keep them in all the same direction, or I can chop and change them. So I'm going to half it, half again, and half it again. Again, I'm just unfolding it so it's a wee bit flatter. It literally is just curled up on itself. Half it again, half it again. I'm going to speed it up for you. You don't need to sit and watch all of this. Now I gotta do it all over again with this side.
You got your phone handy?
What?
Take a picture of Cooper for you. If he's still in the position he was.
Oh, he won't be. I've heard you and he would have moved.
You sure look at you and just slide the camera up?
Some side. Say hi.
Hi.
Give me my phone.
No, I will work out how you get to your camera.
Scott does not do Apple phones.
Shit.
Oi. PG.
Sorry, you didn't tell me that. Right, figured it out.
Did you get it?
Yeah. See? I'm on your camera.
Say hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott. Hiya! So we're coming back from Kirsty's mums and dad's after a bit of a pointless journey because we went looking for, what did we go looking for?
A niddy noddy.
Wasn't he there?
And it wasn't until I got to my parents. That I realised that I think I know what it is in the flat.
So we've just done a round trip of approximately 30-ish miles.
No, 40.
30 odd. I suppose I did get some Mackie D chips out of it. Can't complain there. However, I could have been lying in my bed the whole time on a Sunday because those reasons I've been awake forever. Noisy little reasons that. But anyway, we're on the drive back. We're going to go and get some. What are we going to get?
But that is not a flattering angle. Like, seriously, what's your camera
I
wearing?
can't control. Ow! Can't control it whilst I'm trying to hold it.
We are going via Morrison's because I got an Amazon package delivered to one of the Amazon post boxes. Is that what we're going to call it?
Locker.
To an Amazon locker, and I need to go pick it up. And when I get it, it means I can go home and make a very yummy hot chocolate with a shot of vanilla.
I've got an addicted.
Oh, that's a lot of bottles. Which saves about
£4 going to cost a Starbucks, Tim Hortons, anything like that for something that tastes the same, and you can have more than one splash of syrup. Yeah. Anyway, this concludes the journey so far. Tune in later to see if we're comatose in a syrup high. Goodbye for now.
bye. Hello. Day 2 of Tour De Fleece. And if you remember, well, I say if you remember, it's like you guys, this happened for you just like a split second ago when I was recording. I couldn't find my niddy noddy yesterday. So Scott and I went down to my parents today. I drove in my car because it hadn't been driven in a couple of days, so wanted to take it a big drive. So it's about 20 miles down to my parents, 20 miles back. And literally started looking through my stuff at my parents' house, and then it just hit me, literally just occurred to me, and I just knew the niddy noddy was not at my parents' house, it was here in this flat. And so we spent some time with my parents, I helped them with a couple of things, and then we came back up the road via a couple of shops because we needed to get some messages. And I had an Amazon delivery to pick up from one of the Amazon lockers. And lo and behold, come home, do a little bit of tidying, and then I'm like, right, I'm gonna go find this goddamn niddy noddy. And I start searching in my wool cupboard, not there. And then I'm like, right, it's not in this room here that I'm sitting in recording. It's not in my yarn cupboard. So it has to be in the wardrobe in our bedroom. Now we haven't swapped the cupboards in our bedroom around since we moved rooms, so all my dresses and stuff are still in here in the wardrobe, and all our crap is in the cupboard in our bedroom. So long story short, I found my niddy noddy. Lessons learned. I need to be slightly more organised. But hey ho, it's done now, and Scott's downstairs watching the footy, and I am going to start winding my yarn. Don't worry, I'll speed this up for you. I'm going to put some music on. I'm a bit bored just sitting like this. And just like that, that took an awfully long time. I only have 3 minutes of recording left, so my memory card must be getting really, really full. So there we go. Oh. I'm really, really happy with how this has turned out. I chain plied this one, and I need to give it a good soak, and then I need to give it a thwack, which is always a fun part of spinning. And then once it's dry, it'll be good to go. And I genuinely reckon that I'm going to make socks with these, because it was Rosie that dyed this, and she said it should come out like, well, if I've spun it correctly, it should turn out kind of self-striping. So I'm really interested to see how this all works out. But I'm going to do some more spinning downstairs, and hopefully, if I have enough space on this memory card, you will see that. So hopefully I won't look as frazzled in the next couple of clips. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm so glad I finally found my nitty naughty. Hey everybody, it is Sunday no it's not Sunday at all. It is Saturday the 10th of July. This is just another wee extra bit for Tour de France, Tour De Fleece, whatever. I wanted to show off some of the things I've been working on. So the first one I've been working on is this spin here that's now off the wheel. It's been plied and I'm just resting it just now. I'll keep it on the niddy noddy for probably about another day before I get it soaked and let it do its thing that way. So these were spun using Rolags I bought from Ovis Yarns, who is Becky. She's fantastic, check her out. She had some Rolags up a while ago and I'm pretty much snapped up all of them. I think I've got like another 5 different colours from her to get spun up. And for this spin I decided to try long draw to try and get a woolen spun yarn. And it's very different from what I'm used to. I'm used to short forward draw. And or maybe it's worsted spun. No, it's definitely woolen spun. Maybe. I don't know. But yep, so I tried long draw for the first time and it was very uncomfortable for me, and I don't mean like pain wise, but like naturally my spinning method is short forward draw, and to do a long draw just felt very, very peculiar for me, and I really struggled with it. But I tried my best. It's something I definitely need to practice more at, but there is another way that I can do. If it is woolen spun, then there's another way that I can do it, and I can do spin from the fold. Oh, excuse me, you should have drank fizzy juice. But yeah, I really like the results. I like the colours that this is. So this is green and purple. So this is the second one I've got off the wheel, and I currently have one on the wheel, and I will turn this around and show you that I'm really over the moon with. And it's one of the bats that I was spinning that I made up into little batlings, or little fibre nests, whatever you want to call them. And I'm really, really enjoying this spin. It's such a delight to do. And once I have done my crochet of the day, I'm probably going to do some more spinning. I'd sit and show you, but I'm wearing short shorts, so it basically looks like I'm not wearing anything, and I don't want the internet to get the wrong idea. So I will turn this around and show you what's on the bobbin / the wheel, and yeah, you might be able to see why I'm really, really proud of this spin. Okay, so this is what is currently on the wheel. Do you like my tartan slippers? So this is, I think, about 3 of the little batlings. Let me see if I can get the card out. So this is from Bits and Hobs, and the content of this one is Blueface Leicester, Mulberry Silk, Yak and Angelina, and it was a 100-gram bat that I have then ripped up into smaller sections and then just rolled them into a little nest, so it's a wee bit easier to store. And then when I am ready to spin, I get one of the little nuggets out, one of the little nests, and I pre-draft it all ready to start spinning. And you can see here this white, this pure white here, that is some of the silk, and again I've got a bit of it here, and then a lot of the stray strands that you're seeing is actually a lot of the Angelina, kind of like sticking out. I'm not sure how I'm going to proceed with this. Like, I'm going to spin the singles, but I don't know if I'm then going to do like a Andean plying bracelet to get a 2-ply, because I don't think I want to do a chain ply with this one, because I want to get as much meterage out of it as possible. Or do I ply it with the other Bits and Hobs yarn bat that I have, which has a lot more green in it? I think I'm swaying more towards the Andean plying bracelet, if I'm perfectly honest with you. Let's turn this back around. There we go. So yeah, I'm swaying more towards the Andean plying bracelet so that I get a 2-ply. But we'll see. We'll see how we get on. Once I finish this one, I might either work on the second bat, or I'm really, really tempted to start. Oh no, I dropped the. Start this roving that I have also picked out. So my understanding is that Tour De Fleece, oh my goodness, I'm doing it again. My understanding is that Tour De Fleece lasts at least another week, if not 9 days. I think it finishes on the day I actually knock off on annual leave. So I still have, if it is the 19th, I still have 9 days. Which is plenty of time, because I'm really, really motivated right now with my spinning, so that's been really, really enjoyable. And yeah, so the next time I do a clip might be with a 2-ply from this bat. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just hoping to get a good meterage out of it because it really is beautiful. But considering I'm still on the fence as to how I want to work it after it's a single, I'm not too sure. And I'm running out of bobbins for this wheel, so I kind of have to be on top of it. Like, I have more bobbins for my electric wheel, but I have a combo spin on the electric wheel at the moment. So we'll see. Also, can I just, like, I'm super proud of this hair today. I did nothing. Like, there's no product in it. Look at this curl. Like, isn't that beautiful? Super close up of my face. Yep, I put no product in my hair this morning. It looked better this morning. I then went for a second shower to get some sun lotion off of me, because Scott and I went out a really, really big walk today. And initially it was really sunny and then it got really gloomy, so, but I'd rather still have sun lotion on. So it looked better before my second shower. God, I didn't wash my hair again, obviously. I just washed off the sun lotion. But yeah, this is no product. This is au natural. Anyway, you didn't come here to get an update on my hair. That's the update I've got for spinning just now. I'm going to finish watching the Snyder Cut of Justice League and I'm going to do some spinning. I've got some crochet to do. I've got some knitting I might want to do. But ultimately, it is Saturday. I just want to crash out and not do much. But my heart really wants to do some spinning. So that's what we're going to do. Till next time. Hey everybody, so I'm continuing on the Tour De Fleece vlog. I know I said Tour de France. I clearly need another cup of tea. Today's the last day. I genuinely thought I had a bit longer. I remember saying at one point that I've got all of next week, which is awesome because I've got next week off work, but turns out today is the last day. So as part of my team that I'm in, the IVK and Willigans, basically we will continue to get stuff spun today, and if you can get it washed and dried and then hopefully get it measured for tomorrow, we're going to put everything into a spreadsheet and find out how much we've spun as a team. So today's plan excuse me, oh that looks awfully dark in my camera. Today's plan is to get this into a centre pull ball. This is currently singles that I spun on my Ashford Joy. This is one of the Bits and Hobbs bats that I was spinning. Plan is to get this into a centre pull ball and then I'm going to do a 2-ply, and the reason I've done this is so that there is absolutely no leftovers on the bobbin whatsoever. So just thought I would do a kind of recording of that process of getting it into a centre pull ball, then maybe a wee bit of the process of getting it spun into a 2-ply. But warning you now guys, I'm in my pyjamas. It is currently ridiculously warm. I am sweating already, and I've said before that you basically don't want to see me wearing like my jammy shorts and stuff because I wear shorts, but you know what? I really don't care. It's too warm for this redhead. I am melting. Like, I've got all the windows open, I've got fans on, and I am still melting. I need to change into a strappy t-shirt as well. This is just not helping. So, if you see some bare leg in this camera, apologies, but I'm not sorry. It's too warm. Okay, so I decided to show off my yarns now that they are hanging up to dry. There's a fourth one around here, but this one technically doesn't count because that was before Tour De Fleece. But I have these three here. Oh, this one is my favourite. Still a little bit damp, but it is drying so nicely. It's so soft and squishy. If you can tell behind, this is at my shower. Yeah, so this is Undercover Otter. This is the Bits and Hobbs bat, and this is some Rolex from Ovis Yarns. So this one was spun worsted, and you can see it's quite airy, quite fluffy, it's got quite a bit of a halo. This one was spun woolen. Ugh, I get the two confused. I'm not overly happy with this one. I think my ply is just a little bit too loose, but I'm going to make it into a shawl probably. This definitely has the most yardage. So this is a 2-ply. That's a chain ply, as is this one, so it's a 3-ply. But this one looked fantastic on the bobbin, but now that it's plied up, I'm not too enamoured with it. This is definitely my favourite though. Is my camera going to focus? Ugh, it's just so pretty, and it's bloomed up really beautiful, and it's so squishy. Squish grab factor is amazing. Oh, I just love this one so much. 3-ply or chain ply in particular is definitely my favourite way to ply. I did not enjoy plying this one at all. There's at least 2 or 3 areas where it's come undone and I've had to tie the yarn together because there just wasn't enough spin in it. Or enough twist, sorry. I also really like this one. This is one I done just before Tour De Fleece. It's also a chain ply. This is this is my self-striping, or hopefully going to be self-striping. And this was dyed up by the lovely Rosie, who is Pixel Atlantis online. Again, these are all just a little bit still damp. Mostly dry up the top, because obviously the water's just going all the way down. So this one's probably the dampest out of all of them. This one, a bit rough. Not sure if that's just how I spun it or the fibre content, but I do like the colour. Least favourite, most favourite. Do you like my ducky mat? But yeah, just thought I could show you the finished yarns. I just need to measure them and then get the rough meterage, and we'll see what I achieved on Tour De Fleece. I can't measure it until they're completely dry, so it's probably going to be at least another day or two. But I can give you a rough meterage based on the circumference or whatever of my niddy noddy, and then how many loops of yarn I have. And then I can get a rough meterage and I can let you guys know. Oh, this one's my favourite. Hey everyone, so I'm just doing a quick little finishing bit for Tour De Fleece to let you know my yardage. And so these are my 3, oh that's ends from a sock. These are my 3, oh there's still an end from the sock. 3 finished skeins of yarn, and these 2 are chain ply and this one is a 2-ply. So I have finally, taken me long enough, finally sat down and worked out what I have meterage wise, but I've yet to do the math to find out the true meterage, because apparently we are counting it as how many times it has gone through the orifice. So this is a 2-ply, so it's gone through it twice, and then these have both gone through it twice because they're chain plies. So there's more math to work out the true yardage of this, so I need to work out what it was as a single, and then what it is as its chain ply. I need to work out what this one is as its single, and then what it is as a 2-ply. I'm probably overcomplicating this, but I don't understand the math. I am dyslexic. It's very confusing for me. So I'm probably going to have to get my team's help for this. But I'm going to tell you what I have as a meterage as the skeins as they are right now. So this one was the first one I spun. This is Undercover Otter. I have approximately 345 meters in this one. So again, this is a 3-ply because I chain plied it, so I need to work out what it was as a single and then add that to the 345. Next up, I have the Rolags that I was knitting from Ovis Yarns. I was attempting to do my first long draw. Don't like it, definitely prefer short forward draw. This I only have approximately 136 meters because there wasn't nearly as much fibre as my other ones, which is totally fine. That's what I bought. So I've got 136 meters. And then lastly, the bits and hobs, which is, I have a lot more of this. I spun it a lot more finely than I thought I did. I have approximately 446 meters, which is really, really good. So yeah, that is my meterage for Tour De Fleece. I'm really, really happy with what I managed this year. I only had 2 days off, so I had two rest days. They were not planned, they were just when I needed them. And I'm really proud of the fact that I actually achieved it this year. I have signed up to do other years and I have failed miserably. Failed maybe a bit strong, but I've crashed and burned really quickly and like probably right near the start of Tour De Fleece. So the fact that I've managed this one, I'm really over the moon with. I'm really, really proud. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it got me this baby and I'm in love with this yarn. Like, oh, it's so squishy and bouncy and I'm so proud of this spin. Oh, I could harp on all day about this yarn because I'm just so happy with it, like so happy. I don't know what I'm going to knit with it or crochet with it, really, really don't know, but I was really, really happy with this. So yeah, that's me. Thank you so much for watching my Tour De Fleece video. It's probably just going to be a big jumble of different recordings and just not make much sense, but I really enjoyed recording bits and pieces throughout the process and I hope you have enjoyed watching. So until next year, bye! Well, I should kind of add in next year for Tour De Fleece.